A $100 million yacht does not cost $100 million. That is the first illusion. When most people hear that number, they imagine a single payment, a transaction, a moment, wire transfer, ownership, finished. But that is not how the ultra-wealthy think, because the purchase price is not the cost, it is the entry ticket. A $100 million yacht typically burns between 8 and 12% of its value every single year. That means $8 to $12 million every year. Crew salaries, fuel, maintenance, insurance, dockage, refits, classification surveys, unexpected repairs. The ocean is expensive. Salt destroys everything. Now here is the real question. If a yacht costs $100 million to buy and $10 million per year to operate, how do billionaires actually justify that? Are they simply spending from their bank accounts? Are they liquidating stocks? Are they writing checks for fun? No, that is not how real wealth works. There is a difference between being rich and being structurally wealthy. A person worth $50 million cannot comfortably own a $100 million yacht, but a billionaire can. Why? Because of how their money is structured. Most billionaires are not sitting on piles of cash. Their net worth is tied up in assets, companies, equity, real estate, private holdings, funds, debt instruments. Liquidity is limited, and liquidity is controlled. So when a billionaire acquires a yacht, it is rarely done personally. It is done through structure, a holding company, an offshore entity, a maritime ownership vehicle registered in jurisdictions like the Cayman Islands or Malta. Not for secrecy, for optimization. Ownership is separated from identity. Liability is contained. Tax exposure is minimized. Operational risk is isolated. This is the first level most people never see. The yacht is not owned by the billionaire. It is owned by a company that is owned by a holding structure that is tied to a trust or investment vehicle. That matters because the yacht is not treated emotionally. It is treated strategically. Now let's talk about financing. Contrary to popular belief, many ultra-wealthy individuals finance their yachts. Yes, even billionaires borrow. Not because they cannot pay, because they should not pay. When your capital generates 12 to 20% annual returns in private equity or controlled ventures, tying up $100 million in a depreciating floating asset is inefficient. Instead, they leverage. Marine lending exists specifically for this purpose. Specialized banks offer yacht-backed loans, structured at favorable rates, often secured against broader asset portfolios. Why? Because preserving capital is more important than displaying it. Liquidity equals power. Cash flow equals optionality. Optionality equals control. And control is the real currency of wealth. Now we move to something even more misunderstood: depreciation. A yacht is not an appreciating asset. It does not behave like prime real estate. It does not compound like equity. It declines from the moment it touches water. In 5 years, A $100 million yacht may be worth $70 million. In 10 years, perhaps 50, depending on brand, maintenance, and market cycle. So why would a billionaire accept that? Because they are not measuring this purchase in appreciation. They are measuring it in utility, privacy, mobility, access, network environment, time control. A yacht is a controlled ecosystem. Unlike a hotel, unlike a private jet terminal, unlike a public event, no cameras, no strangers, no uncontrolled variables. That environment has value. Deals are signed on yachts. Partnerships are formed on yachts. Political conversations happen on yachts. Family time happens there too. The ROI is rarely financial. It is relational, and relational capital compounds differently. Now let's address the charter myth. Many people assume billionaires offset costs through charter income. Technically, yes. Practically, rarely. Here's why. Once a yacht enters charter operation, it becomes a commercial vessel. That changes everything. Regulatory compliance increases. Insurance structures change. Crew requirements increase. Wear and tear accelerates. Operational freedom decreases. You are no longer using a private asset. You are managing a floating business. And most ultra-high net worth individuals do not buy yachts to manage hotels. They buy control. Some do charter selectively, but rarely for profit. More often for tax optimization or seasonal utilization. The idea that a billionaire buys a yacht to make money reveals a misunderstanding of scale. If someone needs charter revenue to justify ownership, they are not ready to own. Because the psychology is different. Ultra-wealthy individuals do not ask, "How do I make this pay for itself?" They ask, "What does this give me that nothing else can?" That shift changes everything. Now, let's go deeper. There is another layer people never consider: opportunity cost. If $100 million is left invested in a portfolio generating 15% annually, that capital produces $15 million per year. That alone covers operational burn, meaning the yacht is effectively funded by returns, not principal. But this only works if your capital engine is large enough. Which brings us to the final psychological shift. Yachts are not purchased with surplus money. They are purchased with stable systems, recurring deal flow, predictable cash generation, diversified holdings. When those systems exist, the yacht becomes a byproduct, not a stretch. And that is the key difference. Most people see the yacht as the goal. For billionaires, it is a side effect. And that is why the way they pay for yachts is nothing like the way most people imagine.